it's Betsy Koepke, educational psychologist and school culture transformation expert. So wouldn't it be nice, you guys, if we could come to our workplace environment and have the people who are the most responsible, our highest achievers, our best performance people be the ones who are actually rewarded and acknowledged for their hard work? And now, what is the reality? Is it that the people who are typically doing really well get more and more and more piled on their plates? Do they get maybe the hardest students or the hardest parents to deal with? That was my experience anyway, as a psychologist in the public schools for over a decade. And still, as I work and reach out in the schools and do consulting work, I still see that same pattern. So how do we break these patterns? And I had a situation a couple years ago where a special ed director was looking at her losing a good chunk of her school psychologist team. And much like other professions in education right now, this is a similar problem, right? It's a similar challenge, like attracting, retaining, and, keeping that really talented educators, those really talented roles, that really talented expertise. So when I listened to what was going on in their situation, I said, what if we invited them to lunch? What if you, during the school day, took them out for a nice lunch on you, and we took some time to listen to, first of all, let's acknowledge, the hard work that they've done under maybe some challenging conditions, and then just take the time to listen. Like, what is working for you? What is going well? Like, tell me, what's it like out there at the ground level? What's going well? What's not going well? What's challenging? What do you need support with? And how could we best support you? And by the end of that lunch, the director took notes. She was attentive. She listened. She gave her feedback. She gave some realistic ideas about how she could provide the supports they're asking for, how she maybe likely wasn't going to be able to, who else she would have to connect with to see if that was possible. So it was a really well done experience, well done lunch. And I also suggested, what if you just bought them all some chocolates and just gave them to them as a gift at the end of the lunch? And so she did that, and it was well received. And after that experience, it was like, you know what? That did not take a ton of time, a ton of money. It was an experience that allowed these people to feel heard, feel seen, feel validated, feel acknowledged. And that made all the difference. And I'm happy to say I checked in with that director this past school year, and she's got a full team, a full school psych team, which in this climate, at least where we are, is fairly unheard of.